Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome Julia and welcome Susanna. Susanna Mittermaier is our guest today for Books to Change Your Life.
Yay!
Yes.
We all three are basically newly fried from the recent Being You class. So here you go. You're welcome, guys. And I guess, being fried makes everything even more pragmatic because you don't think about traumatic stuff. You just go, what else is possible for me in my future? Ta-da!
Yes.
Totally.
And Susanna, we had you already on different books, on different topics, but today, so yes, you're a very busy author writing books continuously. So your first book was Pragmatic Psychology. I have the German version here. And now just lately, the Advanced Pragmatic Psychology book came out.
Yay!
Innovations!
Oh my God, look, it matches. I
Totally.
so thought about this. This was totally planned, not.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Susanna, this book is a wowie. I mean, it's really it goes through every area of life. There's stuff in it on parenting. There's stuff in it on consciousness as an extreme sport. There is stuff in it on money. There is stuff in it on marketing. I think the marketing stuff is so cool. I mean, the list goes on. It covers every area of life using pragmatic psychology. And the book was derived from a class that you and Gary co-facilitated in Chicago 2015, so 6 years ago. And it was such an amazing class that you guys are like, let's turn this into a book. And here it is finally. I'm so excited that it's out. And so for you, I see this book really giving people major tools to make things easier. And do you want to just share one or two of the tools and topics that, people are going to get from this book and have this powerful new way of looking at their life because of reading this thing?
Yeah, great question. I'm not prepared at all for this. So let's see what comes out of my mouth, because that's how I roll basically, and that's like when you said, the extreme awareness, like what does it say? The extreme sport of awareness. Like that's how everything just comes together in your life and explodes into fireworks of possibilities, this extreme sport of awareness. And it's like, for example, with this talk now where, honestly, I didn't even know which of the books we're going to talk about today. So I texted Fatma, I'm like, what book are we talking about? So like, not prepared at all, which I must honestly say, preparation is not my gig. It's just like, oh my God, like I have to conclude before what we're going to do, which totally takes you away from being present, what's required right now in this moment for like when we three get together plus interact with the people, you guys listening, and then what firework of possibilities can be created in that very moment. And that's for me like this extreme sport of awareness where you don't worry about what am I going to do when I start when I start to facilitate a session, when I start to do a class, or when I do this kind of job or whatever, where we all have been taught the value of preparation, which is basically concluding and answers, rather than, hi, here we are, hello, what's possible in this moment, and what can be created. And that's where you basically open up for the whole universe to give you an input, to give you a download of what can be created in that very moment, which makes everything so much easier. Because you don't function from what's right, or what should be said, or what's a perfect interview, or we should have like perfect questions. It's like, hi, what is possible? And this is this extreme sport of awareness that we can function from in every part of our lives. And that's like, because it's called pragmatic psychology. Pragmatic means doing what works. And what most of us have been taught is to be dramatic. you know, and traumatic is to constantly worry about what's wrong and what should I do to finally be right, or how fun is it to be right so I don't get to be wrong, you know, all this insanity, which just keeps you from, wow, what ease is available. And I gotta admit, writing this book together with Gary Douglas invited me to see, where am I not willing to have ease where I could have ease, you know, because the way he creates everything, business, money, da 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 da, like everything is, that man has a level of ease that is off the charts. And that, writing that book, and you know, Julia, you were a great like part of getting this book and creating this book. So thank you for you also for the contribution you are to this creation. And like this book also showed me, okay, so where else could I choose ease that I say I'm asking for, but am I really willing to receive it? And it was so obvious, you know, where I pretended, oh, I'm just as, you know, I can have a little bit better than other people, but not as great and as easy and as ease as I truly can have. And I mean, that's something that most people function from. It's like, okay, I can be better than others, but not as great as I can be, you know, like not as different, not as pragmatic as I can be. And this book really helped me look at those areas. Okay, wow, that level of ease, truly, what else could I choose that I haven't chosen? So what else could we choose, you know, with ease that we haven't chosen? And everything doesn't allow that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I wonder, maybe some people will watch in the future, and they're like, for whom is this book written for? Like, do you have, especially with the first book that you wrote, you know, like, do I need to have a psychological problem, or people around me who are like insane, and will this book help me? Like a really basic question.
I love it. Yes, you have to have a problem before you pick up this book and read it. Okay, that's a prereq. I love that. It is so funny. But that's how people function from. I love how you picked that up from people's heads. Amazing. That's a capacity to go, okay, what are people thinking? Oh, okay, let's address that. Amazing. So no, you don't have to have a problem. It's just like Julia was introducing, the willingness to create your life, you know, and like how, like what's possible to be pragmatic in all these areas of my life. And just being open to change. And you don't have to be a psychologist, you don't have to be a counselor or anything. There are people who are parents who say, okay, let me have this at hand, so in case I go crazy, what was the tool I can use again? That. Or like my hairdresser, she has this in her hairdressing office. I don't know what the English word is. I call it hairdressing office. So she like, you know, she said to me, you know what, sometimes my customers just like, I think I'm going crazy, or maybe they're crazy, I'm not sure. And then she just has the book and okay, reads a little bit, okay, I can be me again. So, you know, it's such a work, like both of those are such a great like handbook to, you know, use your crazy, drive others crazy, then instead of going crazy yourself, you know.
Oh, I like what you just said here. Sorry, Julia. You know,
no, go back.
I look in the book and I can be me again. Like really, let's make that bold.
Yes, really.
Wow.
That is the greatest description of this book ever. That's exactly what it is. Cool. That's exactly what it is. And one of the I just started rereading it again after, you know, being a part of the creative process. I asked for it for my birthday present, and my family got it for me for my birthday. I was like, that's on my list for my birthday. And so as soon as it came out, I got it. And I was rereading it, and one of the things I love about it is how like honest and real the book is, because it's coming from people's real questions that were asked in the class. And my husband now, boyfriend at the time, husband now, was reading that book, or was in that class, and he was asking about, his wife had committed suicide 10 years ago. And he was asking the question about how he dealt, how to deal with that. And he explained how he dealt with that and I'm reading it in the book and I'm going, I completely forgot about this part of the book. This is amazing. But what it talks about is how he didn't keep a secret from his kids about what happened. He didn't say, I'm going to tell you this when you're 16 years old. He told them when they were 8 years old when it happened, and 10 years old, and 2 years old. And so there was never this secret or this lie. And that, like, there's so many different, in the book, it's like there's so many different real world scenarios that you and Gary were dealing with in people that are so relevant to each of us, and showing, don't keep secrets from your kids, don't keep secrets from you. And because it's like, when you do keep those secrets, it stops you from the extreme sport of awareness. So it's just, I love how these real world scenarios, you and Gary are dealing with them as they come up, and people get to see this through the book.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember that part, and it's like for him, it was like this acknowledgement. Wow, I did a phenomenal job with my kids, and like I knew what was required in that situation for me and my kids, and I followed my awareness. I trusted my knowing. I did not listen to other experts saying, no, you should do this and you should do that.
And family and friends said, don't tell your kids. Like, the family was like, don't. And he's like, I got to do what I got to do here.
Yeah. And that's like, imagine if the world would function like this. Imagine if people actually would trust what they know and go, okay, I know what's going to change and I know what's going to create the future here. I'm going to do this despite of what other people say. That future, holy moly, different world. Yeah. I'm asking for that.
Right?
And one of the parts of the book was marketing.
Yeah.
Would you go a little bit into that?
Yeah. So it's funny because I had a call about this yesterday in German. So it's like the marketing is in this reality all about pushing, proving, and having an image. So it's like basically, okay, this is my image. I'm perfect, and people like walk around with their image, and it's this image keeps themselves and other people from truly like being available. Like, if you have an image, you're not available to the world. People don't get to see you. They don't get to see, hey, who are you? And it's like when Julia said, okay, this book is where you get to see, okay, how does this really work? Like, they're honest example about us in our lives. And that is where, when you're being honest, when you're being you are available in a way that is so seductive. It's so interesting. People get drawn to you when you're just being you, versus when you put up an image, people go, okay, yeah, that's perfect. But it's like when we scroll on social media and we see the perfection and the image, like it looks great, and you go, that looks beautiful. And at the same time you go, like, there's some weirdness usually, and what if that is the awareness of that person's need to be validated, to get money, to get their product sold, to whatever they need, and they know exactly what picture to craft to get that need fulfilled. And that's what we usually are aware of when we look on social media, and then people go, oh my God, I got to do that too. In order to be successful, I have to do the same thing. And they assume it works, and then they get frustrated because it doesn't work. But it's not because you're wrong. It's because that strategy, it's so 80s. It just doesn't work, So it's like, update your thing. And the best marketing you could do, I mean, that's one, is to be you. Like, hi world, here I am. I'm not perfect. I have this going on. And you don't have to bleed on people, It's just like, okay, I'm yeah, hi, And I got like, and then also this willingness to truly let the world know what you know, in a way that works, of course, in a way whatever people can hear. But that's like where marketing more becomes this bioenergetic feeding to a greater reality. And right now it's pushing, and proving and getting a result. So there's just a different possibility out there.
Wow. That's a very different take on marketing. And this weekend in the Being You class with Dane, at which the three of us were, and sort of had a major extreme sport going through that class. A lot of what we talked about was image, and I saw in a totally different way image and how to go beyond image and how I was doing image, and a whole bunch of people just saw, whoa, image really doesn't work. And it's like, when we do this image, we are not available to people. And how can you really truly facilitate when you're not available for anybody?
Yeah.
And it's just so cool. I'm excited to go through the marketing part of the book again. That's exciting.
Yeah. Me too.
So,
Yep.
well, thanks for coming on, Susanna.
Yay. Thank you. So excited. What else is possible? Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone out there, you can get the book if you're totally interested in that book to read it. You can get that book you go on the Access website, you go to the shop, you put in the name of the book, and you can order it from there. And also available on Amazon, and just look where you order books and you will get it, and it will be delivered to you.
Totally. And if you guys are in any of the live access classes, we're starting to have some live access classes again with some bookshops. So come to some classes.
So
and
happy
they're
about that.
big bookshops. And we had a great bookshop here at the Being You class. So they're also available when you come to class.
And then Susanna is in class. Just go and ask for a little autograph from her.
I love it. So funny. Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
both.
Thanks, Fatma. Thanks, Susanna. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.